And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Did I say and we're back? Is that what I said?
You did. You're losing it.
Well, we are back from Wednesday. And we're back, folks. That's exactly what I meant. We're back. We're back from yesterday. I guess we'll go with that. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like to contact the show and tell us about anything you want, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com. You can email me there. You can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Or just like us anytime. Now, this morning, a lot to go over. Wow. A lot. Here's the deal. Why do we get shocked? Every once in a while, Democrats tell the truth about what they really think of this country. Every once in a while, a gift just falls on Republicans if they use it properly. You know what I mean? If they use it properly, every once in a while. There's a Democrat socialist. Well, there's actually two Democrat socialists. One was hiding behind it until yesterday, hiding that they love this country. One, the Nixon lady, or whatever her name is openly a Democrat, a socialist Democrat. Maybe I shouldn't say that right now, but maybe I should. Socialist Democrat, you remember when it was like a big thing. Now, wait a minute. Let me see, how do I put this in a box, Amanda, without getting in too much trouble? But trouble is well on its way with this comment. But you remember like when we went through, was it the 80s or the 90s? Or when was it? I don't remember. And people were coming out of the closet. Remember that? You remember they were coming out of the closet? Now, they're the ones that just came out of the closet and said, I'm here. I better not say what I was thinking, but they came out of the closet and said, hey, you know what? I'm gay. Okay, all right, that's not the topic. And then others became exposed. There was the ones that came out of the closet and said, hey, I'm gay. Okay, that is the Ortega lady, the taco shell lady that's got three names, Alexandria, Ordiales, Ortega, or whatever her name is. What the hell? She came out, she just came, boom, right out. Democrat socialist. Nixon up there in New York, Democrat socialist. Some are getting exposed. Now, we knew all along they were Democrat socialists, you know, just like, you know, we've known some things all along. But every once in a while, a Democrat will actually come out and tell the truth about this country. And yesterday, one did, okay? And let's roll that clip. Do we have that clip ready? Whenever you get it ready, let's roll it. Is it ready?
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness. We will reach greatness when every American is fully engaged. We will reach greatness when discrimination and stereotyping against women, 51% of our population, is gone.
Just typing that in. Democrats are going for greatness. There's your, there's your greater, greatness, greatest, greatness. We were never that great. Did you hear that, or is that just me, Amanda? We were never that great. Now, that is Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York. You remember when the whole thing happened the hurricane happened in Puerto Rico, and Cuomo jumped the plane to get down there with the corrupt mayor of Puerto Rico, or San Juan, and tried to do photo ops because he is a hopeful 2020 candidate. I have my Keep America Great 2020. Thank you, Rick. Keep America Great 2020. Donald Trump in 2020. American flags, everything. Got the works. Only thing I don't have is lights. I got to get lights for my hat. If I had lights, it would be totally all that for my hat. Donald Trump 2020. Keep America Great. I wonder what his hat will say. Greatness. America was never that great. It's time to make it greatness. We will reach greatness. Okay, so Democrats are trying to reach greatness, but the truth comes out, it was never that great. And that's what they truly think. That is what they truly think. That's who they truly are. And thank you, Mr. Cuomo, for just coming out and saying it. We were never that great. I know your parents, was it your parents or grandparents that came over on the boat? To them, I know the men and women in World War II that gave us the freedom that we have today in many of the wars. I know that whole, that Revolutionary War thing. I know that whole thing. I know a little bit on that George Washington and and that Abraham Lincoln thing, like freeing the slaves. And I understand there's all these possibilities that we came so close to being the greatest country on earth. We just so close. But we were never that great, according to Democrats. And that's who they are. Love it. Can't do any better than that. What a way to start the show. Donald J. Trump, we'll get into this in a minute. Donald J. Trump playing whack-a-mole with John Brennan. I mean, I get to laugh at 8 a.m. Whack-a-mole. Now, I have a question. When did we, as the American people, the Americans, what Donald Trump calls us Americans, you and I, when did it get to where we cannot say one word about a national intelligence agency? When? When did it get to where if we say a single word, or we take anybody at the NSA, CIA, FBI, all the, agencies with the 3-letter initials, we say one word and the media goes crazy? Why does the deep state media defend and work so hard and get so angry? Because it's unraveling. Anytime the deep state media gets so upset over CIA, FBI, all the above, because it is unraveling. Now, John Brennan made some comments. We'll get to those in a little bit yesterday. But actually, Brennan's comments and the comments that have been made are exactly what they're concerned about with the deep state, is they're being exposed. And Trump's not about to stop. Now, the media wants to tell you this morning, which, okay, all right, possibly, all right, but the media wants to tell you this morning that Trump is trying to get Omarosa, all right, Paul Manafort. He's trying to get these things like the Russian investigation, Paul Manafort, Omarosa. He's trying to get all these things off the front page of the paper, is what he's trying to do, is what they are saying. By removing John Brennan's security clearance, revoking it. But that's not exactly true, because there was enough news. Their priorities over there at CNN and MSNBC, there was enough news surrounding Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, and others See, you and I know why the list is created. They are trying to protect the list. But anyhow, we'll get into that at 8:30. It's time for Carla's Corner. It's Thursday morning. It's 8:11 on the East Coast here. I always like to say that, right? 8:11 on the East Coast. It's Thursday morning. At 8:30 will be Carla's Corner. Tomorrow, don't forget, we travel up to Blue Ridge, and it'll be we'll be at Sycamore Crossing in Blue Ridge. Tomorrow morning, we'll have Ask the Doc at 8:10. All right, Ask the Doc at 8:10. And then at 8:30, we're going to have a special all-star panel. I'm telling you, this is an all-star panel tomorrow, all-star political panel tomorrow. You do not want to miss. Solid hour. We have some special guests that'll be with us. Going to be a great hour, all-star political panel. Then we will have our North Georgia Senior Living segment with Jesse Barton from Cameron Hall. And we'll round out the show tomorrow with the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. And then we move on up after 10 o'clock. We'll give you a little break. And at 11:30, we come back live on FYN TV from the Union County Farmers Market with Trash and Treasures, okay? Trash and Treasures up at the Union County Farmers Market. We meet all kinds of people up there that they have things for sale, and we interview about 3 people. We walk around, talk to people. It's just a lot of fun, great. It's a fun show from 11:30 to 12:30. And then tomorrow, wait for it, high school Friday night football. Fetch Football Friday. Now, I'm not going to do a sports show. I'll leave that to Dave Garner with Instant Replay. But tomorrow night, folks, the FYN Game of the Week. Now, if you will go to Fetch Your News or go to Team FYN Sports, you want to follow Team FYN Sports Facebook page, you want to follow Team FYN Sports Instagram, and you want to follow at Team FYN Sports on Twitter. Because on Friday night, we will have scores tweeted out from, I think, over in Lumpkin County. We'll have scores tweeted out up in Union. If you're following the Union Panthers, we'll have highlights and scores all night from Fannin. Fannin County Rebels, we've got that set up ready to go. Gilmer County, Pickens County, and we may have some others before the week's out here tomorrow night. But you want to follow us there. And FYN TV, Fetch Your News, Team FYN Sports Game of the Week, opening up Fannin County Gilmer. So that's our highlight game tomorrow night. I will be there. So as soon as the show's over today, I've got to run over to Dahlonega. I'm working on some stories over there. Then tomorrow, it's the morning show, the noon show, and Friday night football. Oh my gosh. I'm going to sleep in Saturday. Now, at 8:30 is Carla's Corner. Stay with us at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, we're going to come back, work on some more national news. National news at 9 o'clock, work on some more national news. At 9 o'clock, we're also going to work on, we're getting a little closer. We're going to make a comment at 9 o'clock on the dark political money in Georgia. Remember the political money, the swamp drainers or whoever? We're trying to find out who they are that put millions of dollars into a campaign to make a false statement that President Trump, in a roundabout way, endorsed Jeff Duncan for lieutenant governor. I tell you, man, we're getting close to finding out who that dark money, because we want to stop dark money. Republicans, Democrats, do not look at this camera and say, are you going after Jeff Duncan? I'm going to look back and say, no, we have to stop the dark money. We've got to figure it out, America, okay? So we're going to do it right here in Georgia. We're getting closer to that. And at 9:30, I think I'll do it at 9:30, Amanda. At 9:30, I want to go local. So if you're out there, Blue Ridge, the city of Blue Ridge, will they allow a 5-story building in downtown Blue Ridge? Will you see a 5-story building downtown Blue Ridge? Go talk about that at 9:30. I got it slated, so you call your friends. at 9:30. Sometimes I tell you I'm going to talk about something and I get sidetracked. Woo, easy for me, right? My promise, even Amanda's going to help out with this. At 9:30, I'm going to talk about the downtown Blue Ridge a little bit and possibly a 5-story building. Then, what if you, and I want you to listen to this no matter where you're at in the country. No matter where you're at, this could mirror any county, any board of education, any board of commissioners, freeholders, wherever you're at, whatever you call them, but this could mirror anywhere in the United States. You go to the ballot box and you elect people, okay? You elect people to represent you in matters that affect you or your children, where it comes to Board of Education, but these matters, right? You elect them. They should be beholden to you, the citizens that cast the vote for them. If they say to you that they need to raise your taxes for whatever reason, they should be available to you to listen to your concerns because you voted for them. Lumpkin County Board of Education, and we have a story on our website. Lumpkin County Board of Education held a hearing, a public hearing, because they raised taxes. And when the citizens got there, the superintendent of schools was out front to hear the citizens' concerns, which not one citizen in the room voted for that superintendent of schools. And then it was the superintendent's job, as it was said, to go back in the other room and voice the citizens' concerns, a liaison. I will carry your concerns to the next room, to the Board of Education. Tell them of what you think. Yes, the Board of Education, not in the room, over here in the other room. Public hearing is held. Citizens get up and speak. No board. Chairs are empty. They close the public hearing. The board comes out of the room, sits down and starts the meeting and raises their taxes. You want to be here at 9:30. 9:30, we're going to talk about that. Oh, where is that? Did I say Lumpkin County? Lumpkin County Board of Education. 9:30, we're going to go local. Blue Ridge and Lumpkin County. So, okay, greatness. We've discussed greatness. And Trump is playing whack-a-mole, okay? Trump playing whack-a-mole with the list. Now, put up security clearance. I got a picture. It just says security clearance. Okay. Now, Fox News, okay, Fox News, CNN and MSNBC all went after this story this morning on security clearance. Now, let me say this to the Fox News lovers out there. I do like many of the people. I like several people on Fox News. But Fox News in general, be careful, because they take the same stories MSNBC does and CNN, and they turn them to meet a different group. See, CNN does this story to meet a group, MSNBC does the story to meet a group, and Fox does the story to meet a group, but they're all tasked every day to meet a certain group with a story, but at least put the same story out. That's right. So, security clearance issues. This is how CNN framed it. Security clearance issues, according to the White House. Now, the fact is, the executive branch has the power to revoke security clearance. There's 3 branches for those that missed this in school, okay? There's your legislative, your executive, and your judicial, okay? But recently, when I say recently, not last week, I'm talking in the scheme of, 200 and some years. Recently, there's been the courts not when you say judicial, okay, but there's been judicial, legislative, okay, executive, and the intelligence community. That's not a branch of government, folks. No, 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 no. It's not one of the separations of power that the Constitution talks about. Okay? The Constitution never talks about separation of powers, including our intelligence agency. Here's what we have, and this is what's shocking to many. We have a president, okay? We have a president because not one news outlet told you that it was unconstitutional. It's all retaliation, okay, according to them. Go with the one that just says, I think I put up, it just says, I think I just named it CNN, okay? This was at 5 o'clock this morning, all right? President Trump retaliates against critics. New developments. There's new developments. President Trump retaliates against critics. Now, go back to the group photo. Go back to the team photo, okay? The family reunion there. It's not that you will not hear it's unconstitutional. You will hear that the president has the right to do this. But the problem they're having is you have a president is actually acting like, although they say he acts childish and the chaos in the White House, and they're talking about chaos and turmoil again in the White House. They never stop that. The president is actually doing what the president's supposed to do. Instead of the CIA and the FBI, and instead of certain groups coming in and laying down on his table, in his desk in the Oval Office, the untouchables, the things you cannot touch, the things you cannot say, okay? Don't say this, don't do this, we'll let you know when it's okay to handle this. The president's pushing back. Now, the crime team, if you look, revoked CIA, former CIA director. Oh, they're hot. Because what I want to ask you at 8:25, I've got to go to Carla's Corner in a minute, but I want to ask you, if you see their heads spinning off, now take this, here's the takeaway, okay? If you see their heads spinning off and exploding all over CNN, MSNBC, and all the above, okay? If you see that, what do you think it's going to be like when a picture much like this says indictments? What are you going to do when a picture much like this, not everybody on this picture, some more will be added, but when there's something like this that says indictments, what do you think they'll do then? How bad will the explosion be? Revoked CIA Director John Brennan, I think we all agree. Clapper. We know Clapper has lied. Michael Hayden, okay. Sally Yates, okay. Sally Yates, which Bruce Orr worked for Sally Yates. Sally Yates is the one that resigned. Remember, she resigned. She was acting Attorney General while Jeff Sessions' Beauregard was being confirmed, all right? And she was acting Attorney General while Beauregard was being confirmed there. And she resigned when the travel ban, okay, she couldn't uphold that. But Sally Yates, Susan Rice is on the watch list. Now, this is one, you talk about TSA. Susan Rice is on the list. Comey is on the list. Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, and Bruce Orr. Now, the list will get longer, but I asked you this morning, revoked Brennan, why is he so upset? Why is the media so upset? Why are they? Because I'm gonna bring up Brennan's, okay? I'm gonna bring up Brennan's comments at 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock, I'm gonna bring up Brennan's comments. And it's exactly what they're in fear of. What happens when this group turns into indictments, okay? And the list gets longer, because it's going to happen. He's actually being president of the United States. Why do we have to be in fear of the FBI, CIA, and all of the three-letter initial agencies? They're not a branch of this government. Something really quick, I got to go to break. The editorial board, let's go to Washington Post 1, WP1, okay? Now this went out all over, and today is supposed to be the day that the editorial board or the papers around the country are supposed to join in opposition to President Trump. The press is not the enemy of the people. Hundreds of newspapers sending coordinated messages today. It is essential. It is an essential endpoint to Trump's deluge of dishonesty that he now contests objective reality and urges his supporters to do the same. The greatness of America. Wait a minute. You needed to get in line. Something's up here. You needed to get in line with Cuomo. Remember, we've not reached that. It was never great. The greatness of America is dependent on the role of a free press. Wonder why Cuomo said greatness. Okay, that's number one, a free press. Number two, put up number two, WP number two. To label the press the enemy of the people is as un-American as it is dangerous to the civic compact we have shared for more than 2 centuries. Editorial board, journalism are not the enemy. The press is not the enemy of the people. CNN, that's from CNN this morning. Let's take a break, come back. We have Carla's Corner. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to get back into Brennan and the president, playing whack-a-mole with them. And then at 9:30, I want to do Blue Ridge 5-story building, and Lumpkin County Board of Education, 9:30. Let's go to break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?